What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to give my commentary on a game that I played against Daniel Naroditsky. It's a Blitz game, time control 3 minutes with a 2-second increment. This was played in the North Carolina Blitz event, which was a side event for the main tournament. I've started with an opening that I very routinely play in Blitz, which is this b6 move. It's called the Owens defense. It's something that I have played over the board in a serious game, and I've scored fairly well with it, but I routinely play it in Blitz just because I think there's some value in getting positions that you're familiar with in Blitz, and I've certainly become very familiar with this over the years. What you're seeing here is what Grandmaster chess looks like. Your knight gets attacked, go back to g8. Follow that up with putting the knight right back to b1. And the engine actually approves both of these moves as the best moves in the position. So take that. The whole point of playing the way that I've played is to play this move bishop a6. I don't intend to convince anyone that this is very good. C4 is a great move here by white, intending a little cheap trick here, queen a4 check, which would be winning. But while it is a cheap trick, c4 is a great move anyway. So that's why my whole bishop a6 idea to trade light squared bishops is not really engine approved, but I think there is some value in trading white's light squared bishop here. Gives very good practical chances for black because structurally, these pawns are going to be on dark squares. White has a dark squared bishop, so I have that to look forward to in any type of endgame. But against a player as strong as Dania, it's no guarantee at all that we're going to make it there, but that's kind of why I like this opening and this setup for black, because even though the engine doesn't really like it, I think the ideas, positionally speaking, are sound. And we can sort of see here as white plays bishop e3 that I want to control this square, but the problem is all my pieces need to get there at the same time. Like, my knight wants to play to d5, but then my other knight also wants to be on e7 to support it. But then my bishop also needs to develop. So the only thing that's really keeping me from success here is the fact that I don't have enough space to put all my pieces where they need to go. If they could just go to those places, I would be in great shape. But I realize that I have to put a knight on f5 most likely just to make some space for everybody here. And if I don't get castled quickly, I think that would be even worse. So, I just kind of have to play this move, bishop to e7. Dania's playing very quickly, as you should in a blitz game. And he plays this very natural looking move, queen to c2, pressuring the knight on c6, but also the pawn on c7. One thing I have going for me here is that this knight doesn't really have any squares it can move to that are super dangerous for this discovered attack. But nevertheless, this put me once again in the think tank. I've got less than half the time of my opponent here. And I come up with a move that I'm actually fairly happy with, even though the engine doesn't love it. You're not going to find the refutation to every single move in a blitz game, so practically speaking, I think this makes a lot of sense. Defending the pawn and intending my follow-up move, which I get to play right now, knight to e7. Like this feels really good to play. Dania follows up quickly with knight to f4, but I didn't feel that the move d5 was so scary just yet, so I can take this moment to castle. And now, despite everything that has gone in Dania's favor thus far in the game, after queen e4, you know, I'm able to play a move that brings the position pretty close to equality, actually. After c6, I've really controlled the d5 square at last. My knight will reach it, and, you know, I just get my pieces back out. Bishop e7, rook c8, I think I've done a good job, actually. Knight e2, and it's really hard to resist knight d5. But, of course, time pressure does show up and rear its ugly head, and you know, this is a position where you can see the evaluation bars actually around even, or maybe even slightly favoring me. I just need to play some normal moves here, but the opening choice that I made early on gives me a worse position. I'm always fighting to just get back to equality, and when I finally get there, I come up with bishop g5, which is just unnecessary. It's too much. I immediately see there's an issue with this. And so does Dania, who wastes no time capitalizing on it. Strong tactic, and it, unfortunately for me, has to be captured. So I'm down a pawn here for basically no compensation, but I still have my light squares, and after this move, we're going to exchange knights. Queen didn't fall over there. And my knight will eventually reroute to that d5 square. So my position isn't looking spectacular. I'm down a pawn, but I think I always retain some chances here because of my control of the light squares. At that time situation, you can see I'm going to be under the 10-second mark for basically the rest of this game, which is not unusual for me. Get my king out of the way, expecting a rook g3 move in the future, which actually does happen. And there's a very brief moment here where I might have a chance to sort of clamber my way back into the game, but there's no chance that I spot it with the time that I have. And after rook g6, the time ticking down, knight e7 is just a stone cold blunder. And even though this variation does get me the d-pawn, a quick bit of calculation here by Dania will reveal a lot of very good continuations. And he comes up with what I think is the best one. I cannot take this rook and allow the pass pawns, but after e6, the bishop's opened up. Rook d7 is coming, and I barely get the move knight g8 off before I flag, but it doesn't really do me much good, and instead of resigning, I play rook f8, which is met by rook f7, check, by the way, which will lead to mate in a couple moves. And I think right at the end there, Dania said, "Revenge for Title Tuesday," which indeed it was, if you guys haven't seen that video, which is also posted on the chessbrah YouTube channel. You should check it out. I'll leave a link to that in the description below, but thanks for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed the analysis.